Hermes is a luxury brand to which everyone knows you don't just pass by. And if there is anything elite and dignified you need, Hermes has it all. And everyone knows. But of course, with every greatness comes the great copy, and we all know exactly at this point where we're going at with this video. So join me today as we learn to spot a fake Hermes bag, proudly featuring our very own Hermes Gypsy 34 and our Lindy 30. For starters, since we all know that Hermes bags doesn't really sit around with their prices given how much quality, luxury, and dignity it signifies with its name alone, we'll be considering the price as an initial key point to tell whether or not your Hermes bag is fake or not. This may be the most obvious and basic part, but let's face it. Logically, if an Hermes bag is listed for a price that seems too low, it's probably a fake. Just so you know, the cheapest Hermes bags can cost at around $9,000. Yes, at the minimum. Although they do have a certain purse known as the Hermes Zip Her Bag, which looks like a little Kelly bag sitting on their shelves with a price tag of $2,600. While the most exotic can amount up to $150,000. Apparently, there are many fake Hermes bags on the market, which are priced at a couple of $1,000s too, and are of a very high quality as well, given how accurate counterfeiters are with imitating such. Therefore, it could be really tricky, which is why, on to the next key point to check is with the shape and proportions of her Hermes bag. At first glance, Hermes bags look exquisitely crisp and elegant, with clean linings and stitches on the exteriors. Moreover, in terms of materials and quality, it is important to note that real Hermes leathers have a certain distinct smell to it, and that scent remains in the bag for life. This is what counterfeiters would never ever replicate, because that's how Hermes treat their proprietary leathers. Ideally, they are finished with chemical scent, an instant giveaway, and certainly not hard to miss if you have a few decades old Hermes bag on your closet. Give it a few sniffs and you'll know. Also, in terms of tangibility, if you are ever doubting the bag's quality, you are likely dealing with a replica. Real Hermes leather should be soft and supple to touch, and visual qualities really depend on the type of leather used. The next thing we check is the stitches. Hermes uses a special type of stitching called saddle stitching in their leather products. It was derived from their proud equestrian roots during the early stages, to which they proudly continue to use to this day. Now, utilizing separate needles, saddle stitching creates two rows of stitches in a single row of holes, providing a clean yet durable look. Also, just for facts, did you know that all authentic Hermes bags are handmade? Therefore, though may be unconventional to most of the bags we've tackled over the past, stitches should actually have some imperfections, which are the strong basis of an Hermes bag's authenticity. Fakes are generally machine stitched, so they are perfectly in line with one another. Like for example, our Gypsy 34 messenger bag here, a bag model derived from their famous Kelly bag debuted on their fall 2008 collection. When we take a closer inspection of the stitches, you can see each individual stitch is not in a perfectly straight line. Rather, they are slightly angled for one another. On an authentic Hermes bag, if you were to look at the reverse side of the leather, the stitches would be angled in the opposite direction as they are on the front. This is because, again, to reiterate, genuine Hermes handbags are hand-stitched with two needles. Simply magnificent. But wait everybody, before we start with the next part, I would like to ask everyone to please like, share, and subscribe with JC's Home Finds Vlogs to be updated and posted on contents and our uploads. Now off we go to check the hardware. Yet another crucial part to analyze is the hardware. Onto the details, the hardware should be laser etched with the text Hermes Paris in an even font. Also, take note, gold hardware Hermes bags should have a hallmark after the Paris. On Birkins and Kelly bags, hardwares have two types. gold, and palladium. Therefore, with the leather, it should have no hallmark in comparison with the gold hardware. Further focusing on interior hardware of the bag, the starting point of the zipper, opposite side of where the zipper pull tab is, should have a metal H, which are neatly in line with the metal slider. Now, not all Hermes zippers feature the H. Specifically older bags, which have a standard square block that you would find in other types of zippers. When you open and close the zipper, it should be a luxury experience. Smooth, easy, and satisfying. It is a zipper that a trained artisan has tested and is fully satisfied with. Finally, the authentic Hermes zippers have a clean matte finish. They should not have a luster or shine to them, and fakes tend to use cheap, shiny metal materials. Now off we go to check the date stamp, which is found in two parts. Behind the strap on the front of the bag, or at the interior of the right-hand side of the bag. From 2016, Hermes started stamping the code on the inside of Birkin's bags instead of the back of the front strap. Unlike Chanel, which uses a numbered code to denote the production year, Hermes uses an alphabetical code to denote the year. The letter will either be found stamped by itself, stamped inside of a circle, or stamped inside of a square. The A to Z range represents a range of 26 years. For example, the letter P stamped in a square means the bag was made in 2012. Now, I'll be flashing a table for reference on the screen, as the date code is a crucial step in Hermes handbag authentication. Feel free to pause the video right now. Now, it is important to be aware that most counterfeiters uses the bag stamp with the letter L in a square to most fake bags in the market. Although, it does not mean that such a stamp will denote an Hermes bag as a fake, just like our Gypsiette 34 right here. It's just important to be extra careful about this trend right now. Now, last but not the least, and in par with the date stamp, is we check the brand stamp. The Hermes logo should be heat pressed on authentic bags. Although many counterfeiters will also heat press the logo, but the primary difference is they tend to overpress the heat too deep, leaving a somewhat messy appearance on the bag. You'll notice that it's quite indented into the leather. What you want to do is to run your fingers across the heat-pressed logo, usually located inside and right above the inner compartment pocket of your Hermes bag, and feel the logo. It should feel like it's on top of the leather and not pressed too deep on it. Meanwhile, the font should be dead consistent in all of its alphabetical strokes, perfect, centered, evenly spaced, and not a single flaw is present whatsoever. Bonus tip to end with the video is to check the Hermes bag's authenticity card. If you have your very own Hermes authenticity card along with your bag, which is in perfect shape, condition, and well preserved, finely printed and dignified in all its forms, well, here's a news flash for you. That Hermes bag is a fake.
I don't like where this is going.
Hermes never sells bags with authentication papers, ever. The only paperwork that will ever come with an authentic Hermes bag is CITES, or Sites Documents for Exotic Skins. If you are buying from a reputable reseller, they can and should provide proprietary authentication papers or certificates. But these will never ever be Hermes originated. You take note of that. And that's it for today with how to spot a fake Hermes bag. Thank you so much once again, everybody, for joining me here on this video, and I hope you learned something new today. You stay fabulous as always.